Hello, this is Alekius, and welcome back to another episode of Shadow Empire as Phoenixstate. After having a short victorious war against Detmold, we're pushing up against another miner, which can barely see the title of their capital, which is over here. And generally pushing into the mountains all around. This will make a good natural defensive barrier. I think we're in a very good position all around, with the exception of this area right here. It does look like Starkshan's is pushing up against unknown. Oh no, it's Colding pushing up against Starkshan's rather effectively, and on the strategic map they definitely look a lot bigger. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Colding doesn't look like much, but I think it's because our relations have never been good enough to get a feel for their size. Like, Belelier shared essentially their spread. Starkshan's has shared theirs. I don't think Colding has shared theirs. So I suspect they ooze down here. And then we still haven't met these people. We might soon, depending on how far deep we can get into these mountains. Maybe soon that we get a third infantry unit, or maybe we'll go ahead and try for a dedicated tank unit and get ready to poke Colding. They're involved in an active war. I suppose really we could afford infantry and a tank. Or maybe we'll use one of the mixed organizations. We've unlocked quite a few organizations at this point. But I think to have a comfortable amount of units along this border, we'll need to have at least 2 brigades. Preferably divisions. What have been our mainstays have now probably going to become our light skirmishers. Oh, I can't wait till this passes. Hydroponics. Nice. Finished development of our LMG-3 so we can start upgrading. Siege Infantry Corps. Another archaeology effort. We do have plenty of political points, and I haven't used any cards recently. Move infantry forward. This one as well. I think these units are going to be needed up north now that they're freed up. We'll focus on the north for now. Move our recon forces in. Infantry behind them. They'll lose supplies for a turn. That's okay, we can bring them back. I don't think I'm going to be attacking with these forces, there's just not enough supply up here. Like this one's already out of food. Oh, there are actually troops in there. Pretty sizable set of rifle militia. Might get to poke them next turn. Now, something I do want to do is look at... Or sorry, I said brigade and division earlier. What I meant was battalion and regiment. Now I want to look at regiments. Like, we'll... To fight a major, I would feel comfortable if we had maybe 2 machine gun corps. Maybe 1 machine gun, 1 motorized. Motorized heavy machine gun infantry corps. I'm not sure we have the oil to really go heavily motorized. So we may do something like 2 machine gun infantry corps and a light armor corps. Maybe even a light armor infantry corps. And that's going to take a lot of troops. And we don't have that right now. Machine guns will take 20,000 each. We could do that right now. And then we could use another 20,000 and do a light armor assault corps, which will give us a little bit more infantry, that'll stay with the tanks. And it'll give us more artillery. Alternatively, we could issue the armor and just go for siege forces. Be lighter on the oil. Choices. We have time to decide. Oh yeah, and the hydroponics can only be done in a city. And what does it do? What does it take? So it's a lot more water economical, but I don't think water is really our issue. So basically you're using less people, less water, more electricity to produce a similar amount of food. Not to mention it takes a lot of resources. So let's go back to the ice mine. Drop it down to 50%. We'll see if it was just a temporary for the water, or if there's more to it. Like, we could sell water. Like, I don't care how cheap it is. We'd easily just sell it for money. We don't have a shortage of people anymore like we used to. Everything else I'm a little bit concerned about selling. Nice. Alright, that gets us everything else settled. The only thing I haven't done are our decisions. Okay, so it's not one thing. The soldiers' voting rights is dividing our council quite handily. I'm gonna say no one more time. If it comes up again, I'm gonna have to say yes. Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
Belelier be conquered? Absolutely not.
Aye, aye, sir.
Set salaries for leaders. I think we have to give another raise to everyone. Just because a lot of people are getting a little bit upset. I want to pay the High Command very well. So let's do 6. Oh, I'm reading the old one. 6 and 4. Reserve pool will pay 3. Advisors will pay 8. Council director will be 6. Zone governor will be 5. Soldiers will still be 3. And change.
Yes, sir.
We'll go with that. A lot of people very happy with that. Economic. Water soil recomposition, mining techniques, or VidCom broadcasting. We're doing okay happiness-wise, but and we don't have a lot of electricity, so maybe the VidCom's not the best. It'd be water, soil, or mining, and I'm tempted to go for mining techniques instead. For what little mining we have. Now I did review, but yes, we already have the automatic rifle. We can get the combat armor for the infantry. It ties up our council for a little bit. I know there are other upgrades we can do, but that's the one I want to get done. Maybe we'll soon be able to develop those laser rifles. Deep space demands an oath of peace. That's these people? You're raiders. No. And Fist isn't too difficult to deal with. Popular soldier in 7th Albion Mobile. Banner or mascot? We did just add a bunch of Fist. Time to do the banner.
Affirmative.
There's all of our decisions. Now, majors. do we have embassies? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Really? We have an open contact with them? Well, we can do that.
Yes.
And we won't be able to execute another stratagem with them. Trade, I don't think is going to happen. They're both not too friendly. Minor-wise, I don't really want the client state because I want to push that border all the way to Belelier. It'll be a border we'll have to cover, but that's fine. Maybe set up to be friendly with these two miners if they continue to survive. And make them client states. And that'll be a buffer against Belelier, because they'll have to attack them to get to us, except for that narrow front up north and to the east of our main city. That way we won't have to garrison quite so much. Or I could lightly garrison the whole thing. I think I want to keep my spies for now. We don't need new members. What is our sales tax? Treasury cash flow. Sales tax is 50%. Income is 40%. And we're giving a lot of food to Detmold and Kana C for the emergency food fund, which is part of why we're in such a deficit. Worker salaries, recruitment bonus. Then our council is taking a bit. So yeah, we're running a little bit of a deficit. I'm not going to increase taxes though. Not really ready for any of the well, I could maybe get away with income tax up to 50%. We'll be 50% across the board.
Copy that.
It was worth a try. Not going to decrease it. Don't want to do the retreat. That's a pretty difficult roll. Don't need the credits that badly. We don't need political points that badly. Do have 8 points though. Ancient Depot's tempting, especially since some of those can be really crazy. I don't want to deal with a rebellion. Random zone gets 4 to 40 danger. I don't want to deal with a disease. I've done that before. Then we have unrest as a possibility. I think we'll do the radiation leak.
Aye, aye, sir.
And it's going to be in Detmold. Then we'll grab the Ancient Depot. Pheromone device. Dopaminator and cortical simulator. Those both sound interesting. I I don't think there's anybody we're trading with, so we can't really have tariffs. Well, I guess we have them against deep space, but they won't last much longer. Mechanized forces get plus 20% on attack, less on 40% defense. As I use my mechanized forces offensively, that's not bad. I use my infantry offensively, so sure they're more defensive than offensive, but not gonna economize. Not gonna do that. And not going to blitzkrieg. I do like the recon and force. It's only going to affect the recon car and the tanks. Is it worth it to play that, or should we keep it until we have more? You know what? I haven't used these much. I want to see how it works out. Does it stay until you change it? It'll be a nice experiment. We don't have the money. Archaeology efforts. We have enough. We can actually do one in each zone. That is a difficult roll, though. So I think we're going to wait. Don't want to expel people. That's super easy.
Roger that.
Critical failure. Holy smokes. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have called that easy. Prospecting effort. I wouldn't mind that, but that's a really difficult roll too. Private industry is 3 here, but I can boost it in Kana C.
Roger that.
So now we have light industry there. Wouldn't mind mother load, but we're gonna wait for that. For another hex perk. Not gonna do that yet. Treasure, not too keen on yet. Popular rally, not necessary. Leader wise, I don't think we have any need. Now here's those tools. So the pheromone device, that'll help us with certain rolls. The dopaminator, helps the war stat. And the cortical stimulator, plus 50% XP. Interesting. We have our extra teams and the military propagandist. Alright. I know that took a while. But we have a buildup of political points, and it's like, what do we do with these? We didn't even spend a lot of them. That reminds me that I want to expand the bureaucratic offices. Not so much for the political points, but for the research points. Yeah, not surprised Bill Ellier takes a long time with their turns. They are quite large. We'll finally get to see how big Colding is. They may go all the way to the South Pole. So we have a bunch of vertical majors. Whereas we're sitting here in a horizontal orientation. No, they actually attacked. Took a lot of losses. We didn't take any. Political system change proposed. Deep core mining. Okay, so that gives us a source of fuel since we don't have much. Found 10 Galactic Republic Romulus. I think that's the super big tank. Root Jr., which don't really care too much about that. Ah, the unusual companion. We'll go for a reproach on this one.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm not giving security access to somebody. They should know better. We're going to say yes to soldiers voting. Which I could have sworn we did that before. Applied Science, Supreme, Foreign Affairs, Secret Service, Staff, Model, Military, Economic. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. Not that that was a reshuffle. Foreign Affairs, minor and major, evenly split. No changes there. Independence agitators in debt mold. They can. We'll go with the autocratic response. I'm not just going to eat the unrest. They already have plenty. Thanks to a radiation leak. Actually, the radiation leak was danger, wasn't it? Yeah, that was danger, not unrest. But 40 unrest is quite significant. So we're just gonna have to take it. Deep space demands regular relations, and I'm against that.
Yes.
I'm gonna really push our scales if they keep that up. It's a little bit annoying. Understandable though. Oh yes, we should see how big Colding is. Okay. They're not completely vertical. Looks like they have 2 states. So does Starkshans. So despite Colding being smaller physically, looks like they're probably on fairly equal footing. Which would explain why Colding's been able to push a little bit. On their capital, no less. The question then becomes, should we attack Starkshans rather than Colding? Probably not. I like the idea of going against Colding. We have no supplies out here. Oh, that's brutal. We have asset-wise. Almost have the dome farm set up. Is it producing anything yet? Production was limited with negative 21%, so it's not producing anything. Because otherwise it'd be a positive number. And they have a truck depot? Yes. I am going to nationalize that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to construct a supply depot. We have no logistical network, so we can't. That, and I think I am going to build this side road. I am running short on time, but I think I'll just have to skip the next day. Let's take a look at, because I'd like to finish this turn. So we're not letting it push back here. How about we not let it push back here either, and instead block it in this direction as well. Supplies can flow up. We'll let any supplies that come down here continue on. We'll let any supplies that are going this way, but this road will be largely unused. Any supplies that go up this way can continue that way. Any supplies that go along there continue there. How much industry do we have? We have a lot, so we could probably build a sealed road. How far? Not very. This desert is brutal. We do get a lot of industrial points each turn, though. We can at least push it. As for truck stations, they use 8. How about if we construct a rail station? Let's go ahead and do that. Take a couple turns.
Roger that.
Then we may upgrade the truck depot, but I think the rail station is more important. Government-wise, we have bureaucratic offices. How much extra energy do we get a turn? Our budget is 140 in the positive. So we can get better bureaucratic offices.
Roger that.
We already have them here as well. Not too keen on dumping all of our electricity. We will get Bureaucratic offices here. We need the barracks as well.
Aye, aye, sir.
And the hospital. That should make people a little happier.
Aye, aye, sir.
Handle some of the unrest and danger that we have going on in there. Oh yeah, that's right. We have biofuel refineries. We have a couple sources of both metal, water, and fuel and food. Starting to get a lot more flexibility in how we move forward. Wow, they've got tanks. Irregular tanks though they may be. I'm gonna pull back for now. I don't know. It's food. Yeah, that's really gonna hurt our soldiers' morale, so we're gonna pull back completely. We just don't have the supply network to go up here. There's the... pretty similar down here as well. There's the Romulus, which is a heavy tank. Like plasma blast gun, 25mm polymer, and very overpowered engine. So let's pull back. Well, these ones have full supplies. And put them in place for now. Pull back the rest. Gonna leave the sentinels. The tanks need to go back. And those infantry need to go back, but they can't. Alrighty. Yeah, the supplies just aren't getting far enough. We really need to repair this truck depot. That and getting a rail network pushed out will be nice. I've been remiss in that. But that is all the time we have for today, so I hope you enjoyed. Appreciate you staying to the end. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Take care.